Good afternoon, everybody. I'm back with my scent of the week, and it's also Sample September. That's something that Mel Villanueva, or Melissa Villanueva, she's on YouTube, she's on Instagram, and she's doing something this month called Sample September. So I'm doing that along with her. And since I'm only doing one video as a scent of the week and saying what I wore all week, I picked all samples this week, 7 samples. I don't have that many samples. I'm not really a YouTube reviewer or a anything like that. So I buy stuff as samples. And that's what that's what I've got. So I got 2 different places I bought. Actually, 3 different ones I'm going to do this week. I did want to get a little update on Miss Fritz. We did go see a doctor this week. We were when we came back from our vacation, and she's going to have a little bit of surgery. Coming up in October. So I just wish that everybody's following along with that. Just please keep her in your prayers and keep us in our prayers. And I'll let you know what's going on as October comes in more to play, and we're dealing with that. But yeah, she's in good hands. She's in God's hands, and she has good doctors. So and we're taking it one day at a time. So just want to let you know that. And a little other thing, I'm growing my hair, if you notice that a little bit. I'm trying to follow my idol, Al Manzano. I think that's his name, Manzano. He's a guy, he always sits in a gamer chair. For some reason, he likes gamer chairs. And he plays tennis a lot, and he's got little dark curly hair. And he's a little older than me, but he's a lot more fit than me. But he's my idol, and I'm trying to be like him, so I'm trying to grow my hair a little longer. So anyway, with that, that's an inside the fragrance community joke there a little bit. So with that, I'm gonna go through my 7 scents of the week, and we're at 2 minutes already, so I have to do these fast. The ones I chose this week were just 3 places, actually just 2 places, and then I went to a Gallagher at the end. I went Forthescentofit, which is on Etsy, and it's a guy named Mike, and I think he's in Wisconsin or Minnesota. And I did him last week, but that's 4-7, and it's on Etsy. And I saw him on 2 lives where he talked about how his process of how he became someone that makes fragrances. And the other one I'm going to get to is one I've been waiting to do called Aromas de Salazar. And I think his name was also Mike Salazar. And he actually has a YouTube channel called Aromas de Salazar, no spaces, Aromas de Salazar. And if you're really interested in learning about fragrances, how to make fragrances, you might want to check out his YouTube. So with that, it's now at 3 minutes, and I'm going to try to get through these 7 fragrances. So the first one I wore was a Forthescentofit, and it's called Oud Cafe. And I remember getting this because it has a unique note with the coffee of black walnut. It's one of the ones I wanted to get because of that. And I like coffee with flavor, and a lot of times I have it with pecan or hazelnut coffee. And in this case, that black walnut, I thought, oh, that's gonna be cool. And when I got it on my skin and tried it, I had to go back to do it again and put it on my skin again because I thought I have the wrong fragrance. I must have sprayed the wrong one on. Because what I got out of this was sweet, fruity, a little zesty, and very little coffee or oud, but it was very nice fragrance. I really love this. One of them I'm going like this, but I got mostly fruity sweet smelling from it and a little zesty. But it was the right one. I sprayed it again on my arm, and Miss Fritz got that too. I did eventually, as it started to dry down, get some coffee oud combo on the dry down. But the opening was beautiful with the fruits in it. So that's what I got out of this. I got a fruitiness, and there was somebody else that wrote on there on his website, said the same thing. They got a sweet, fruity, zesty opening to this, and so it was the right one. Very well. I gave it an 8. Miss Fritz gave it a 9, or no, she gave it an 8. I gave it a 9. So that's Oud Cafe from Forthescentofit. The next one I did was the first one from Aromas de Salazar, and it's Yuzu Grove. And people know why I did this. It was the first one I ordered from. I ordered 8. It was the one I put in there first. Because I'm an Itzy Miyake, Ludici, Porome. And that's a Yuzu fragrance. And I have another one by Lagerfeld, an Yuzu one. So I wanted that smell. I want to see what he did with Yuzu. And this is really nice. This is really good. Sort of on the Issey Miyake side. The one thing I'll say about this guy after smelling more, because I did 4 of his this week, he's one of those guys that puts a lot of notes into his fragrances. So, you know, and sort of tries to blend them all well. And that's what he did with this. And it was very nice. I did write something down. I said, nice citrus, fruit, and floral. And that's what it was, a citrus, fruit, floral to me. And again, I gave that a 9. Miss Fritz gave it an 8. So it was a very good introduction to his fragrances. And it has, I'm going to get to the next one. The next one I did, Miss Fritz wanted to pick. She picked this out. This was on Wednesday. And she picked out Immortal Lust. She wanted to know what that smells like. So I sprayed that on, and it's an amber spicy. Basically, it's Spice Bomb or 1 Million or maybe Want It by Night. It's in that vein. There's a lot of notes in it. And one note in here is something called Immortal Absolute. And that was also in Yuzu, or the Yuzu Grove. I didn't smell it much in that, but it gives it a sweet, smoky flavor. So that's where he gets, I guess, the Immortal. And it's called Immortal Lust. And again, it's an amber spicy to me. It was a good one. It was a good one. I gave it a 7, and Miss Fritz gave it a 7. But, you know, I have other ones like that. So then I went to one more by Michael Salazar, and that was Cafe Fiesta. He makes 2 of these. He makes one called Intense. I just had the regular one, and it's Fiesta, Cafe Fiesta, and this did match its name. The Fiesta part of it's the pineapple. So, you know, like a tropical Fiesta cafe, I guess. And so it's a pineapple coffee. To me, that's what I wrote down. A pineapple coffee is what I wrote. I got an 8. I gave it an 8. Miss Fritz gave it an 8. I loved it. It was good. So that was that. And so now I've liked all 3 of his creations. And then I went back to Forthescentofit, and I grabbed one. I didn't know why I put it on my list, because with this Michael Forthescentofit, you get to choose which ones you want. You just put the number of the one you want. And there was something, I think it was by watching him on the live, he mentioned that this was a mineral rose. And basically it's called Stone Roses, and it matches its name perfect, and it matches what he said perfect. From that stone, that wet stone, I get like a mineral smell. If you ever went into a creek and pulled out a stone off the bank and smelled that stone, you can get that smell in this. And then you get like a like fragrant, like rose, wet rose on that. Just take rose drippings on that and put it over that stone. That's what you get this. I was going like this all day with that, because that combination of those 2 notes are really good. I actually wore this to a fair. The rose part I probably shouldn't have wore, because it's fair season here. It's the end of summer. So there was a few bees coming around me because of that rose maybe. But it was really good, and I really like this. You know, and I'm torn between which bottle to get from him. I don't know which bottle I'm going to get. So that was a good one. And then on Saturday, I went with another Cafe de Salazar. Now, here's the thing about when you do new fragrances and people you don't know, and indie fragrances or any new fragrances, especially for little houses that you know. This one was a 4 to me, and it was a 4 to Miss Fritz. And it's called Charming Cherry. And the notes on it shouldn't have been a 4. The notes on it would have matched Ideal from Guerlain. You know, it's a cherry almond with a couple other things in there. And a bitter almond. But for me, it just didn't work. And I'm wondering if maybe that had a macerate. Maybe that could be the reason. Because I had a similar thing when I did Craze, which is a Pegasus thing. I didn't like that in the beginning. Now I like Craze and I like Pegasus. So maybe this just needs to grow on me or macerate. And that's just the aging process. So even though I give it a 4, I'm not, you know, it's a good one. It's Charming Cherry. And then so the last one, I went to a pig roast yesterday on Sunday, and I thought I need another pineapple, and I went to Gallagher Fineapple. I have a video on this. What I love about Fineapple, and it worked really well with the pig roast, it's pineapple apple. That's what it is, Fineapple. And you think of the apple and the pig's nose, so, and the pineapple with the luau. So that's what I went with. That's what I wore all this week. I enjoyed them all. That Charming Cherry, it's just, one thing. Please pray for peace. Peace be kind. And I'll see you again next week. Bye.